Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. So now, inshallah, here we're discussing the next one is Al-Maqloob. What we're discussing? Al-Hadith Al-Maqloob. What does qalb mean? To change. Yes? So change. Qalb means to change something. Have qalb in tashbih maqloob. And have qalb in sarf to change one letter to another letter. So qalb, and we call it qalb, the heart, qalb, because what? It changes easily. Ya muqallib al-qulub, the one who changes the heart. Our heart's in Allah's hands. He can change it however He wants. Okay? So you have qalb. You have different types of qalb. One type of qalb is what? Qalbun fi sanad. What does that mean? Qalbun fi sanad. So the qalbun fi sanad can happen in two ways. You mix the Ravi's name up. Is it Hashim Muhammad or Muhammad Hashim? Who can Muhammad Hashim? The Hashim Muhammad, Muhammad Hashim get mixed up. Change the name around. Yes? So that's here. Qalb fi ismi Ravi. You mix the name up. Or you mix two chains up. It's like mix up in a chain. Or qalbun fil matan, there's word in the matan that's been changed up. Okay, let me give you examples. Like I give you Hashim Muhammad Hashim. So sometimes say Ka'b ibn Murrah, Murrah ibn Ka'b. Like you got the father's name, the son's name mixed up. That's also qalb. Yes? Switching, mixing up. Now here, what we have here, example, we have here, first hadith have Suhail ibn Amr from Abu Salih, from Abu Hurairah, anna Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam qal. This is the main one, everybody narrates. There's another one called A'mash from Abu Salih. Now, it's not A'mash, because the person narrating from A'mash, he's a bit weak. So sometimes what happens is, in this hadith especially, what happens is, the person narrating from A'mash, he's a bit of a dodgy guy. That's what the Muhaddithun said. Because if for example, Suhail ibn Amr, yes, so this hadith, right? This hadith. Is that, for example, nowadays, if you go on like YouTube, who gets the most followers? The person who talks about the virtues of Salah? Or who encourages good character? Who gets the most followers? Do something like, make some new masala up. So this is halal, and if you say something like new or something different, or you're trying to get crowd attention, then you get followers in it. If you say something simple, if you do simple stuff, like even like this, if I just said a normal, if I open the Al-Bayqooniyyah and just read to you, not have a video, not have a PowerPoint, who's gonna watch it? We have to do something different. So something different is good, something is bad. So the guy becomes a bit dodgy. So he wanted some, like, I don't know, fame, attention, whatever to get. If he narrates from Suhail ibn Amr, there's like 10 people narrating from Suhail ibn Amr. So why would they come to him? He's not even that well known. So he said, I got this hadith from another way. Now, if you got another chain, it makes it stronger, innit? That from Abu Salih, the two people heard it. So that one chain becomes stronger, isn't it? That we have Abu Salih, two students, Suhail ibn Amr and A'mash. But A'mash never narrated it. He done that Gerber. So he changed the Suhail ibn Amr's name to A'mash to get a bit of thing that, yeah, come to me, I've got this hadith as well, a different way. So now, like, people come to him to hear from A'mash, and then he say, well, but when he looked at it, he said, no, he didn't hear from A'mash, didn't narrate this hadith. Nobody else narrated from A'mash. This is called qalb in fil isnad, where you change one name in the sanad. Sometimes people do it on purpose. Yes? So he mentioned that in the thing as well. That's one type of qalb. And then you have qalb in the matan. So you have qalb in the name of the rawi, qalb in the ruwat. You change the whole rawi around it, for whatever reason. Or there's a mistake in the wording. It comes in the hadith, Prophet ﷺ said that the 7 people who Allah will give shade under the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the qiyamah. One of them is the person who gives sadaqah, but he's so secretive and so sincere in his sadaqah, he doesn't even let people know. So he says, رَجُلٌ تَصَدَّقَ بِصَدَقَةٍ. A person does sadaqah, فَأَخْفَاهَا. What does he do? He conceals it. حَتَّى لَا تَعْلَمَ شِمَالُهُ مَا تُنْفِقُ يَمِينُهُ. He spends it the right hand, and the left hand does not know what he spent. Meaning, like, obviously, it's like a metaphor. And a kinaya, allusion. Kinaya. We don't need balag already. So you give your right hand, and the left hand doesn't even know. Just like to show how secretly he spends. Yes? That's the wording. What's the sunnah way of giving things the right hand, isn't it? And all the narrators have mentioned this wording. This is the common one. But one person said what? تصدق بصدقة فأخفاها حتى لا تعلم يمينه ما تنفق شماله. So he makes the yamin and shimal in different places. So again, this is da'if, but you see what da'if means? Like, da'if doesn't necessarily mean just reject outright. Da'if means it has a mistake. So the whole concept is a mistake, but this one person made the mistake of So this mutton is weak. The Prophet never said, we assume the Prophet didn't say it because most people said this wording. So our itminan, our heart will tell us that this is the word the Prophet said, not this word. And this is going to be rejected, this is da'if. This is mardud, not accepted. Do you understand? So you can have qalb in 3 different ways. In the person's first name, not first name, last name, but first name, father's name gets mixed up. You change the name of the rawi altogether, or there's a few words in the hadith which has been mistaken or mixed up. So وَالْمَقْلُوبُ قِسْمَانِ تَلَا. So the previous lesson was what? وَمَا يُخَالِفُ ثِقَّةً فِيهِ الْمَلَى فَالشَّاذ. وَالْمَقْلُوبُ قِسْمَانِ تَلَا. And maqloob are 2 types which follow. Which follow from thiqah. Tala which follow. Again, the word, you don't need the word tala. It bears no bearing on the usul hadith. It just like to make the pattern match with mala and tala. So maqloob are 2 types which follow. Ibdalu rawin birawin qismu. Yes? Yes? So, changing one narrative another. And that can mean what? The first type of thing, that you mix up the names, or you change the rawi all together. Yes? Okay, ibdalu rawin ma birawin ma. Any narrator. Correct? So, changing any narrative of the other. وَقَلْبُ إِسْنَادٍ لِمَتْنٍ قِسْمُ. And changing the sanad of a matan. Like you change the sanad and you add it to another matan. Yes? So like you have, for example, sanad A. So sanad A and matan 1. And then sanad B and matan 2. This is probably this is Sahih version. What happens now? He mixes up. This is also another form of qalb. You have sanad A with matan 2 and sanad B with matan 1. So you got mixed up in who can happen. You have papers mixed together, your books. So it's also different. So different types of qalb. Here is we just give a very brief introduction. This is an introductory book. We can't go into all the details, and I'm not give too many examples as well. Let's not get too confusing. But qalb means basically you mix things around. Whether you mix the first name and the father's name, whether you mix a narrator around, whether you mix the word in the hadith around, whether you mix the whole chain around. One hadith got mixed up with the matan altogether. Matan and sanad got mixed totally. These are all different types of what? Qalb. Everyone following? Yes? Any questions regarding this? So we can go back again over here. So we know this part. We have Sahih, Hasan, Da'if, one categorization. Marfu, Mawquf, Maqtu, another categorization. Then Mutawatir. What comes with Mutawatir? What comes after Mutawatir? Yeah, Mutawatir then, online. Mashhur. Then Aziz. And then Gharib. Mutawatir, many narrators, mashhur 2 or more, aziz 2, and gharib minimum 1. Okay? If it's muttasil or munqati, what do you have? If it's muttasil or munqati, if it's the sahabi is missing, you call it mursal. If it's mu'allaq, who's missing? The teacher or more than that. And mu'adal, 2 or more continuously missing. And mudallas, where you narrate from somebody who you haven't heard the hadith from, even though it's possible you could have heard it from him. And then, sigh al-ada, it can be explicitly, you mention that you heard it from him, or you can use an ana or an ana. And then the uyub of the riwayah is what? You can have a rawin mubham. He's not named at all, or he's named and we don't know who he is. Or you can have a shadh and not ma'ruf, shazan. This is a mistake. Shazan mahfuz. Change that. Shazan mahfuz. Shaz meaning narrated contrary to the mala. And then we have today qalb. You either do a qalb in the isnad, or you do a qalb in the matan. Everyone following? سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك